Hey, you. Are you taking Oatzempic? Are you taking Wegovy? Are you taking any GLP-1 agonist and you know your insurance is about to kick you off? Don't worry, this video is for you. What we're gonna talk about is the natural way how you can lose fat, and actually one of the main ingredients that a lot of people don't know about in these shots that's gonna help you lose weight the exact same way, 95% of the price. Just don't tell Big Farm, I ain't trying to be on first 48, alright?
Hey guys,
My name's Michelle.
Nita, Sarah, Leah, Peyton, Talia, Jazz,
Marquita.
I'm a physique.
Period. You love to see.
A lot of people are taking these GLP-1 agonists, Wegovy, Ozempic, etc. with the goal to lose weight. A lot of people don't know why this drug is helping them lose weight. A GLP-1 agonist is glucagon-like peptide 1. And basically, the whole purpose of this hormone that our body, believe it or not, already produce is to let your body and your brain the signal to, hey, you can stop eating because nutrients is coming in. Some people are successful with the shot, some people is not successful with the shot. The main reason why is because at the end of the day, you're not fixing the root issue. Because some people can take the shot and lose weight because they don't have a bad relationship with food. Some people are taking the shot and still unable to lose weight. Why? Because the shot is not a miracle drug. What the shot makes you do is naturally want to eat less. But if you already have an issue with snacking and you're having an issue with emotionally eating, right? Then that is something that we gotta fix, because once again, that's like putting a band-aid over a gunshot wound. If you don't stitch that gunshot wound up, you're gonna bleed out. So ultimately, you have to fix the root issue when it comes to your relationship with food. If you're somebody who's taking these shots and still not losing weight. A lot of people don't understand that all food are not created equal, just like all calories are not created equal, just like all men are not created equal. If you're dating, you don't want a man who got one tooth in their mouth and got 10 baby mamas, right? You want a man who probably got, hopefully, no baby mamas and make a little change, right? And he could treat you like a queen. So the same thing applies when it comes to calories. Your calories coming from protein is going to respond totally different in your body from your calories coming from carbs. From carbs, it's going to respond totally different from if you give your body a whole lot of fat. At the end of the day, it's about, do you understand this information or not? And the average person don't. That's why the average person is taking this shot. And they know once their insurance start paying for this shot, what's going to happen? They're going to revert back to their old habits because they didn't fix the underlying issue, and they're going to gain all that weight back plus some. Carbs and sugar is the exact same thing in the human body. A lot of people don't know that. So when you give your body carbs, it's gonna break down to sugar. But then when you look at that label and then you see sugar, total sugars, added sugars, it's gonna break down to sugar. So it's a double whammy when it's all said and done. A lot of people don't even know that. Not all carbs are bad. It's about the quality of that carb. If you notice that, if you look on the label and it has a whole lot of added sugars, that means that we finish our product and we ask ourselves, what can make this product fly off the shelves a little bit faster? Oh, I know, they're already looking for sugar, so let me just add a whole lot of extra more sugar into this product, keyword product, not food, so this person will ultimately buy more of this product, right? Because now they're not buying this product for the taste, they're buying this product because we are tricking them to think that this thing tastes amazing when their body's just craving it because of the sugar inside of it. So table sugar, when you see in the added sugars, it's composed of two different things, glucose, fructose. So glucose is the thing that your body, your brain, your heart, your muscles, everything needs in order for you to function. We can get this also from fat through a process called gluconeogenesis. So your body can break its own fat and convert it into sugar, believe it or not. And just to make it plain and clear, the issue is we just receive too much sugar on an average day. Table sugar is a sucrose molecule, which means what? It's two. There's glucose and there's fructose. Now, fructose is the thing that you are tasting when something is sweet. So if you ever tasted something like ice cream, or you taste like a mango, or you taste something like berries, everybody knows that a watermelon is not as sweet as a mango. The main reason why is because these fruits has more fructose in it. Here's the issue. Our bodies, when we're tasting fructose, the fructose molecule that's attached to the glucose molecule and the added table sugar in your products signals to your body that we're in a scarcity state, which means that food is not going to be present in the next couple months. We need to start foraging for food and we need to start to store fat. Don't believe me? Let me go ahead and show you this breakdown. So this is actually a slide that's created by Richard Johnson, who is pushing off this fructose hypothesis as of right now. Everybody knows, or everybody was taught, which is the classic thinking, people are not moving as much and people are eating too much. And because you're giving your body an excess amount of calories, what's gonna happen? Your ATP is already replenished, which is the main energy source for your body, but you overfilled your energy source. So now your body's gonna store this energy as fat. But here's what's really happening. So what new research shows is your body can also produce its own fructose as well as the fructose that you give it. And your body's only gonna produce its own fructose, or we only receive any type of fructose in sugar, table sugar, high fructose corn syrup, which is the main ingredient in a lot of the juices that we drink nowadays, and sodas, high glycemic carbs, that's your potatoes, that's your rice, that's your things like that, that's your refined bread, refined carbohydrates, etc. But also what happens is when you give your body fructose, imagine like a bank account. If somebody asks for $100 from you, and you have $10,000, you're not gonna trip, especially if that's your best friend, right? But now let's say you only have $100 left and somebody asks you for $80. Are you gonna be so willing to give away your $80? No, because you only have $100, right? So your body is kind of doing the same thing when you give your body a lot of fructose. What this fructose does in your body, it basically makes your body think because of the uric acid that's being produced once you give your body fructose. Your body is thinking that, hey, we don't have enough energy just to go crazy with and to make this person just move around. Let's go ahead and make this person lay down a little bit more and let's start storing this excess energy from this fructose as fat. So like I said earlier, all carbs are not created equal. When you give your body broccoli, your body's not doing this. When you give your body rice, your body's doing this. When you give your body an apple, your body's not really doing this. But when you give your body a smoothie, it's doing this. So ultimately, you're realizing it's the quantity of the carbs that is the issue. And all carbs are not created equal because all the ones that your body's gonna produce fructose is with majority starches. So when you give your body starch, then your body's gonna get some fructose. And when fructose is in your body's gonna think, hey, we are in a depleted state, we need to start storing fat. Long story short. That's why you can see some skinny people where it seems like they eat the same thing that you're eating, and they're eating the exact same calories that you're eating, but you got more of a pudge or you're dealing with some form of metabolic syndrome. And that's because y'all eating the same amount of calories, they're eating better quality calories, hence better quality carbs. So now in this next slide, you're gonna see this is potentially what's gonna happen when you eat a lot of sugar and carbs. If you actually look at somebody's plate and you actually pay attention to what they eat on a daily basis, this is exactly what they eat majority of the time. A lot of sugar, a lot of carbs. And because you're driving your appetite up, obesity is more likely to happen. You're gonna have more hungers and cravings. That's why people say, oh, I have a sweet tooth. But majority of people who have a sweet tooth are people who are trying to lose weight, right? And they got a little bit more cravings. You notice how when you have a cheat day the previous night and then when you wake up starving to death and now you really want something that is sweet or something that you know you're not supposed to be having, that's because your body's now in a hypoglycemic state. So now you're gonna start foraging for food, but you're not gonna make the best choice as well. That's fructose, by the way. You already know that it could cause you to have diabetes from insulin resistance. You can have heart disease from systematic inflammation. So at the end of the day, the inflammation is being caused by the food that you eat. And last but not least, it can give your body high blood pressure because now your brain is thinking, hey, this person's blood pressure might potentially drop if this person do not eat a lot. And the reason why this person eating a lot of fructose right now is because winter is coming, which means what? When we go hunting, 9 times out of 10 you probably won't catch something. Does that make sense? Cancer, right? But ultimately, the reason why cancer could come about is because when you give your body too much fructose, your body's gonna produce something called uric acid. And what uric acid does is shuts down the mitochondria. Long story short, your body wants to use oxygen in order for you to receive energy and to make energy. But when your body's not able to receive oxygen because a lot of uric acid in your body's inflamed to the point where your mitochondria still wants to stay alive and decides to start making its own energy, archaic process called glycolysis. Long story short, you're in a low oxygen state, and when your body's in a low oxygen state, it wants to store fat. But as you can see, fruit contains some fructose, but don't contain a lot of fructose. We receive a lot of our fructose from, once again, processed foods and processed drinks. Your apple juice from Mott's, your Sunkist, your Simply Lemonade, your Cokes. you're getting fructose from there. If you see high fructose corn syrup anywhere on the label or in the ingredients, you need to stay away from that like the plague, all right? Or it's gonna treat your body like the plague, okay? Fruits naturally contain some vitamin C, and it also contains some fiber, which is gonna slow down how much fructose your body is gonna be able to absorb anyways. So do not be afraid of fruit. Be afraid of these processed foods. Period. Processed is anything that if you could pay attention to the back, it got a list of ingredients. It comes in a bag, box, or has a barcode. All right? That is processed foods. But ultimately, the main reason why a GLP-1 agonist works is because it is slowing down gastric emptying. It's slowing down gut motility, and you feel stuffed, you feel full. But here's the issue with that. If you feel stuffed and feel full without giving your body enough nutrients, now you're tricking your body into thinking that it is receiving some calories, but it's not. And because you're tricking your body to think it is receiving some calories, but it's not, naturally you're gonna be nutrient deficient because you're not gonna wanna eat if you're full. So naturally the people that's taking these Wegovy's and Ozempics, they're eating way less. But to the point where they are losing weight, but guess what they're losing weight from? Muscle. Because they're not giving their body the right type of nutrients, which is enough protein. So now they're not losing fat, they're losing weight. Which means if you're losing muscle and your metabolism slows down, 9 times out of 10, once you stop taking that shot, you're gonna get it all back plus some. That's where this magical ingredient comes into play. Ladies, I want you to meet allulose. So allulose also makes your body create its own GLP-1. But not only that, it enhances the effect as well. So if we actually pay attention to this slide right here, this is a slide where somebody had just a regular Coke or regular sugar, but then also they had sugar along with allulose, but then they just had straight up allulose. As you can see, the glucose levels to the people who just had nothing but allulose drop, which means that they gave their body something and their glucose levels drop, which means your body can start tapping to its body fat even more just by giving your body some allulose. But in the second group, the people who not only had sucrose, which is the glucose and the fructose, along with the allulose, they had a spike, but it dropped down way faster than if they just had the sucrose by itself. So as you can see, allulose is very promising right now, and it's activating the same hormones that this shot is trying to make your body do. This shot is not actually giving your body GLP-1. It's just actually mimicking the effects of a GLP-1. Does that make sense? So if that's the case, you might as well just make your body create its own GLP-1 through allulose. So start making some goods from your allulose. That don't mean go crazy, because at the end of the day, calories still matter as your main sweetener. You want to have more allulose versus more stevia, especially if you're someone who's trying to lose weight and you try to suppress your appetite a little bit more. And if you suppress your appetite a little bit more, that means you're not gonna snack as much. And if you're not snacking as much, naturally, because you're not doing a whole lot of this, you're gonna start seeing the scale drop a little bit more. And the allulose itself drops your glucose levels, which means your body can even mobilize a little bit more free fatty acids or triglycerides to even be burnt up. So as you can see, allulose is a main key ingredient that a lot of scientists are now pushing out. It's about, are you in this sphere or not, to find out this information. But guess what? Y'all follow me, so I got y'all. Alright? So if you're noticing that the scale is not dropping, it can literally help block the effects of carbs that raises glucose. And you're getting that all from allulose, which is a little bit more expensive, but it's not the most expensive thing in the world. It's like $8 for the little package. Matter of fact, let me show y'all. Boom, right here. Allulose. This brand is called Wholesome, non-GMO, pure allulose, 0-calorie sweetener. It's not all the way benign per se, but this is gonna literally help you blunt your glucose levels rising, which means that it's gonna blunt your insulin rising, which means that your body can burn a little bit more fat. So I like to have some allulose inside my protein shake sometimes here and there, or I put allulose in my baked goods like this low carb pancake mix. I put some protein powder in it to make it protein based, and then add some allulose to sweeten it. You know? So if you know that your insurance is about to come off very, very soon with these GLP-1 agonists, I would love for you to try Allulose, which is way cheaper and it's more healthier because it's more natural for your body, and your body's gonna actually produce its own GLP-1. Hopefully you understand on this video that all carbs are not created equal. So if it's a starch literally means it is a string of sugar molecules. That's what it means. It is the storage form of plants. So you want to have less starch if your goal is to lose weight. You want to have more starch if your goal is to gain weight. Just keep that in mind. All carbs are not created equal. Cool? Go ahead and get you some allulose. The actual reset tip of the day is going to be say snatch all the time. No, in the summertime, stay away from the fructose, stay away from the processed foods, and I'll talk to you soon.